Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox All in channel, host Sega Forever. Sorry if I confused a lot of you guys out there. I had this podcast that I wanted to do. I was supposed to do it about yesterday. We were just having technical difficulties, and then I had to go get my dog. Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure that this is playing. Ah, good. We are streaming. Hold on. It's funny because with StreamYard, it actually keeps the. Can you guys hear me? Hold on. You might get an echo. Let me just make sure that the volume is okay. Can't really tell. Testing, testing. Huh. Yeah. Oh, okay. Looks like we're good. Let me shut this off before I ruin it. Yeah. I did not get to run the podcast. Hopefully, Hebot sees this. And my phone is. I have an iPhone, man, but it's like an X. It's like old. It's old. And it's funny to me because I kind of talked about this yesterday. I'm not one of these guys that runs out and buys a phone every generation or every iteration of the new iPhone that they have. I use my stuff until it no longer works. That's how I am with certain things, which is ironic, right? Because I talked about this a little bit yesterday on the video when it comes to what value you put on things, right? And the whole reason we did the podcast yesterday was to talk about Game Pass, and we're going to talk about it again because when I was trying to set this up live, and in fact, let me go to Instagram and resend out the link if anybody wants to join. I'm pretty sure a lot of people got a lot of things to say. And if not, dude, I'll rock this bad boy solo, man. We'll talk about it. Because just in doing this, this morning, right, and then popping up in my Bing. Bing is one of the first things I do anyway in the morning to get my points. Like the first thing I did this morning was I got up and I started playing the Call of Duty beta. I played some yesterday, and I played some this morning. And it's good because I was able to get my Bing points out of the way first. If you play an Xbox game and a Game Pass game, I think you gotta play like a game for 15 minutes, which is easy with COD. That's why I'm constantly playing it, so I can just clear my clear my duties for the day. All right, there we go. That should be it. All right, so I can get that out of the way really quickly, and I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. And then over time, you just accumulate the points, and you can use it for whatever. Right? I pay for my Game Pass on a monthly basis. If you do what some people do and get the keys or do the cards, I think that's good. Right? I'm not opposed to just playing it because, like I said yesterday, the reason why Game Pass price doesn't affect me at $30 or $29.99, whatever they're going to decide to charge, is because I've already adjusted my budget, right? And my budget is adjusted outside of just gaming. Like I talk about on my channel all the time, guys. It's economics. That's what we're dealing with. Like, what's the thing now? Supposedly Xbox canceled their console. It's funny to me because a lot of these people that are saying this stuff, and guys, I just woke up not too long ago, and this is everything that's going on online. And like I said, I clear my Bing points, so I just basically go in, do my searches, get my 150 points, right? Do all the side stuff, do all the quest stuff. That's how I'm able to build my points, right? Because I like to use them. And you should. I know, especially when it comes to Game Pass and a lot of the stuff we do in the ecosystem, don't let other people tell you how to spend your money, where to spend your money, what to spend your money on, right? Like when I talk about money and stuff, this is like more on a responsibility kind of thing. Like you should be responsible with your money, right? Like you have to pay your electric bill and your water bill before you go buy a new game. That should be a given, right? That's part for the course. That's something that I shouldn't have to tell anybody, right? But on the flip side of that, people shouldn't be letting you know why you should buy this console. Look, or why you should buy a game, or who you should support and who you not support, and how you spend your money on an ecosystem, like how I do, or how you use that ecosystem. More importantly, right? Because people do that as well. And the irony of it is the people that talk the most, that squawk about this stuff the most, are not even in the ecosystem, and not even close to being in the ecosystem. Right? They don't even have the console or the services. Right? So why even listen to these guys? Hey, Unlimited. Oh yeah, dude. Can I send it to you on Instagram? Because I don't have my phone died, dude. I'm trying to charge it now. That's what happened yesterday, dude. I couldn't. Hiba was trying to reach out to me, but uh, something's wrong with my. When I charge my phone, something's wrong with it. So 1 second. I'll send it to Sega Man. I know he's busy, but I'll send the link to everybody on Instagram. I'm pretty sure people got stuff to say. I'm not opposed to, and I talked a lot yesterday, so I don't have to. I'll just let everybody come on here, man. Speak your piece. I sent it on Instagram, brother. I just sent it, man. Let me know if you got it. But bro, I woke up this morning and I was just laughing. I was laughing, dude. I was laughing, right? Because you know Microsoft is such a huge company. I know I say this all the time, but I don't think people understand how big they are. It's not just Xbox anymore, guys. It's Microsoft. Yeah, take your time, Unlimited. I'm not going anywhere, dude. I'm just here. I'm just waiting for my. I mean, me and my daughter might go get some stuff done later on, but I got a couple hours to spare, so no worries. I don't think like so. That's what blows my mind about all this kind of stuff. Like, just kind of the ignorance. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but ignorance in the true sense of the word. Like people don't understand what's going on in the world in general. Hey, Rachie, man, welcome. Yeah, dude, I don't understand what these people are thinking. You know, makes no sense to me. Like for me, if we're gonna talk about Xbox and Microsoft and what they're doing, the conversations we should be having is in a different direction, right? But it's if you listen to what people are saying today, especially with the console being canceled, their brand new console being canceled, nobody knows, right? And Microsoft, they don't really share stuff, right? Which could be good and bad, right? They choose to stay out of the whole console war stuff. They choose to, take the high road on a lot of these things. For fans, it can be stressful, right? I know there's some people that I follow on social media that's kind of worried, which I'm surprised because they've been saying is dead since 2013, right? They've been saying that for like 13, 14 years. They've been saying that, and every year we're still here, right? I'm pretty sure it'll be dead next year as well. Right? But at some point in time, dude, and you got to look at the people that keep on saying this, dude. Most of these people, and I look, dude, I'm the same way. I follow influencers. I go online for certain things, but at the end of the day, dude, I don't need them to shape my opinion or my thought. Right? I already have my opinions. I already have my thoughts. I already know what I'm going to do when it comes to gaming, dude. Just like I tell you guys all the time, I bleed green. I rock out with Xbox, and if Xbox for some reason goes away, I won't be here. I won't be gaming anymore. I might be gaming on my older Xboxes, right? Because that's another thing too. They think that poof, it's just going to go away, disappear. That's not how business works. Right? That's not how economy works, dude. There's a process that's going to be in place, right? And I only tell you this. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm telling you guys this to give you guys some perspective, right? Because if you wake up today and you're an Xbox person and you're worried, you just get off the internet. In fact, just go play your game. They got the COD betas going on right now. Like I said, I played it this morning. I played it yesterday, just to run it through its paces. It reminds me a lot of the I think it was the Black Ops that they had, the futuristic one. Right, there's wall running and all this kind of stuff, so they took it back to that formula. I will say though that it feels a lot more smoother from what I played. Um, it's the gunplay was good. The only issue I had is I had some lag and slowdown. The game froze on me one time, but again, it's a beta, right? But I had a good run through, man. I had a good run. The only thing, of course, and it's a beta, dude. They have brand new maps. So you got to get to know the maps. So far, the maps that I played on, man, they seem pretty cool. My favorite was Blackheart. I really like that. Richie says tried the beta on Xbox One for VCR. Xbox One X and Series X. Oh, for real? Dang, did you old school? My Xbox One, dude, my original one, I gave it to my nephew because he wanted to play. He got into Fortnite, so and he still has that bad boy. That's another thing, right? That people never talk about. How many Xboxes are in the wild, and they're all interconnected. I know some of the older Xboxes won't be able to play all the games now. They made that adjustment. But if you have an Xbox, like I have a SX, I have a one, I don't have my original one. One S, one X, a one S, one X, Series S, and Series X. I have all of those. I like 5 or 6 consoles. Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey man, what's up? What's up,
Hey,
man?
great podcast with E-Rock. E-Rock, right?
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah. I actually did 2 that day.
Did you?
Yeah. I had one I did alone where I talked about it, gave my
Oh man,
thoughts. Yeah.
I gotta.
But what happened was as soon as I hit end,
Mhm.
E-Rock jumped in. Like literally as soon as I clicked end stream. So I was like, oh yo, E-Rock, I can't let this go without you giving your piece. So that's why you probably only saw the E-Rock one. Because I
Yeah,
literally just set that up right after I hit click end stream. Because I needed to hear his views on it, man.
you know it's funny because I love the way he brings it all in.
Yeah.
Because that's why I try and do this channel, right? It's like I got people nipping at me for the cost of, like, and I'm like, bro, I just got the electric company just sent me a bill, dude. I have to fight them.
Right.
I'm saying, and then they were like, oh, we're gonna shut off your power. I was like, you better not shut off nothing, dude. So
Right.
like, and then I open online, right, and everybody's like,
Mm.
Xbox is dead. I'm like, all right, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I I saw. I kid you not, man. I saw someone. I think it was Destin Legary. I saw that I think he was saying something about he's a busy father and can't afford Game Pass or something.
yeah.
These guys are a trip, man. The reaction I'm seeing on YouTube is a trip, man. It's now all of a sudden again. My thing is, okay, if you can't afford your $30, I better not see you play Call of Duty, because that means that you pay $70 for it. And I don't understand how you don't have $30 for Game Pass, but you got $70 per game.
I know.
You got to explain
Yeah,
that one to me.
I'm 100% with you, man. If you can't pay $30 for Game Pass, I think you got bigger problems
Yeah,
than getting.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I get it, dude. That's what I was trying to say in my video, bro. I get it, man, because we all going through it, dude. Like I said with my electric bill, dude, they raised the rates
hmm
on us again, dude. And I use less energy than I did last year, right? And there's a lot of people
yeah,
like that. They're questioning these dudes, right? And look, I'm not trying to make something out of a bad situation, but I'm pretty sure you guys heard on the news that there was a fire in Maui,
hmm
right? And then the electric company got sued.
right,
And so because of they weren't doing their due diligence with their power lines, right? So that the fires being connected to that, they're getting sued. And of course, as soon as that news came out, I'm like, bro, our rates are gonna go up, which they did, right? But somebody got to pay for that stuff,
right,
right? So I'm looking at all this stuff going on, my job, and like people getting furloughed, all this stuff going on, right? And then I come online to play some games, and the Xbox is dead. That's what I get greeted with. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Xbox is dead. Never mind. My the eggs went back up to $7.
right.
Right. I'm like, okay, so this is my big thing, dude. I'm like, whatever, man.
Right.
I can't let you guys.
So apparently they try to say that Xbox hardware console was canceled today. I'm literally just seeing this stuff right now, because although I'm not on social media, what I do, I still get everything, the recommendations on when you go to
Oh
Bing
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
So I still see enough, right? And I just saw this Windows article. No, Xbox current next gen hardware plans aren't canceled for now. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. I forgot who it was. Somebody on X put it perfectly. They were like, I always shout them out, but they're like,
Yeah.
okay, so over 10 years of R&D deals with
Right.
Intel, or not, who is it, AMD,
Yeah.
all of this stuff they're all of this stuff that's been going on for over a decade, and all of a sudden Microsoft's like, all right, stop.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it doesn't work that way. Like, I don't know why. And it's the same people, bro. It's the same now outlets. It's the same influencers, right? Like
Mhm.
Xbox guys losing their minds right now. I'm like, I think you guys would have learned by now,
Right.
because these guys say this all the time, right? And nobody knows because Microsoft doesn't tell us. Because if anybody would know, it would kind of be us because we follow Microsoft and we follow Xbox, right? And so, the information that you're getting are from people that don't even own Xboxes.
Right.
That never use Game Pass because they don't have Xbox and they don't buy games. Like some of these guys that do commentary, they're influencers, but when they play a game on their channel, they're playing it on PlayStation or on PC.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So Reichi says Xbox is going away, but does it actually matter when the Xbox experience is coming to PC? That's a good point, Reichi, because that's why I don't think the Xbox is going away. Because Xbox is trying to capture everybody, every place. So why would you get rid of something that they already have in place? They have a base of users on Xbox, and Sarabon already talked about this. They spend money. I know I do.
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose that, dude. It's like Coach, man. It's like you went to the Coach store. Coach isn't just going to wrap it up because they only have 1,000 people buying their bags. Because their bags are like $1,000, some of them $1,500. Right. So there's two ways to look at it. I mean, dude, if there's any company I'm not worried about, it's Microsoft, dude. They're in the $1 trillion club.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, so when rumors like this come up, I don't care. But the other things I do care about is like when they do make certain decisions and it's on a corporate level, right? So you're just gonna have to adjust as an Xbox one. I don't want to think that way, but it's not just Xbox, it's Xbox and Microsoft.
Yeah.
Right. But that's just the reality of
it. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a pretty typical thing, Big news come out about Xbox, then all of a sudden, everybody's an expert, right? Everybody has insider information. Everybody knows exactly what Phil and Satya and all of them are planning, and then every single outlet runs with it, and it, runs with it, and then when proven wrong, they don't ever they don't ever correct themselves. They just go on to the next stupid opinion.
Yeah, they're just gonna wait till 2026. It's dead again. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the damn console dies every week.
Yeah, I know. Meanwhile, like I said, Unlimited, I jumped on the beta for COD.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's alive and well.
Yeah,
COD is one of those games, dude. There's other games that I jump on,
and
and all the games that like, whether it's Minecraft, Fortnite, and I know Microsoft doesn't own all the games, but it's on the services, stuff like that. Dude,
right.
If you jump on these games, you never wait for a game,
right.
Unless something's wrong with a server somewhere, right? Or they're doing an update. Right, I turn every time I turn on COD, I select the game and I go into the game. Boom, I'm in a game.
Right.
And then people are sitting there telling me, "Oh yeah, they're disappointed with Gamepass or Call of Duty sales." I'm like, really? Because when I play, everybody's buying skins.
Yeah, and then whenever I see the end of the year stats, it just ends up being the best selling game of the year. So yeah. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I love to know where they're getting their information from. I told the guy that. Because you have the guys on there, and look, dude, I love my Xbox 360 brethren.
Yeah.
Right, but it's time to come back into 2025, bro.
Yeah. That's all you could do.
Well, this one guy's like metalhead for life, and I'm like, bro, put that Metallica album, put it on pause, put your CD on pause, come joining us in 2025. Because
right.
If you're old school 360, dude, you're missing out on a lot of experiences with the Xbox now.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to shooters.
Yeah, and there's a good chance that your 360 game, your favorite one, is playable on the modern Xbox console anyway.
Yeah, and upgraded as well.
Yeah.
With a better controller.
Yeah. Listen, I watch a lot of collection videos, and every single one except for mine has Call of Duty. Yeah. And I'm confident all of them are backwards compatible. Gears and Halo. Every single collection has those three franchises, and they're all backwards compatible in some way.
Dude, when I sold all my stuff several years ago, the one series of games I still have them all in physical is Call of Duty. I couldn't sell them.
Yeah,
I just couldn't do it. It's just like when I looked at my VHS for Star Wars.
Right.
I wanted to sell it, and it was like I was gonna sell it. And I was like, dude, what am I thinking? I gotta keep it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the legacy that Call of Duty has, and I'm not saying, look, dude, I know there's guys out there that don't like Call of Duty, like how I don't really care for Fortnite. I mean, I don't hate Fortnite, I just don't choose not to play. And there's people like that out there. But you guys gotta recognize the fact of how big Call of Duty is.
Yep.
That's just the reality of it. Don't lying to yourself and believing these people saying Call of Duty is dead. Call of Duty is dead, and then like Unlimited said, right, every year, right, like if a server's down when a game launches for Call of Duty, it's overloaded,
Right.
right, and then now they've merged PC and they're trying to merge mobile, and they're trying to do all this stuff with the brand, dude. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Yeah, and it's kind of weird, that for some reason Microsoft is the only of the three console makers that's not allowed to just let their plans play out. Everybody's gotta be a fortune teller with Xbox, and when they're wrong, they gotta somehow still shift it to their narrative. Because I'm telling you, man, I had a blast seeing the reaction to this Game Pass hike, where all of a sudden everybody is financially conscious.
Yeah,
I'm watching. Yeah, Sega Forever. I'm watching. So usually I just ignore them, but every once in a while, when a meltdown like this happen, I'll go ahead and peep game. I'll go ahead and watch a few react YouTubers. And it's funny to me when I'm watching these YouTubers with hundreds of games stacked behind them, and they're saying that they can't afford Game Pass anymore.
yeah.
I can't take that stuff seriously, man. And then I'm on the opposite end. Since the price increase don't start till November 4th, I went to Amazon and bought some cards while I have a little extra cash.
The fact that, and then there's people telling people that, but the fact that you have to tell these people that, furthermore, tells you even more that these people are not jacked in.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I look at it. I'm like, dude, how do you not know to do that?
Yeah, exactly. When I talked about it, I was like, look, guys, I'll be the first to tell you. I was like 100. I'll be on CD Keys buying like a year and a half worth of Game Pass codes at a time. And that's how I was getting it for cheaper than standard price. Now I think they stopped that. CD Keys rebranded as something called Loaded.com, and I don't think they do that anymore. But what everybody's doing is on Amazon, it was like the best seller.
Yeah.
and that's what you got to. That's what you're gonna,
Or you can do what I do, like what I do Unlimited is I'm looking at $30. So remember, I did a video a couple years ago when we were all discussing what was our price threshold when they were going to raise it the second time.
Right.
For me, I told everybody it was like $30.
Right.
Right. And so for me, that's where I would like what I mean by $30 is like they hit $30. So if they go $39.99, then I'll make adjustments.
Right.
So is guys is I value game, and this is what I was saying in my video yesterday. What value do you put on the things that you buy? That's what it boils down to, right? Because somebody, like you said, these dudes is like screaming about the $30 stuff. In the background, they have like a laptop and 2 phones, right? And I'm like, okay, so $30, right? That's your point. Like for me, I already calculate this stuff in, guys, because if you're adults, you have to do that anyway. That's what I just said a couple minutes ago, bro. It's just like, if like being a responsible person is like paying your electric bill and not buying the new Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Right? You got to make those type of choices.
Exactly.
Right. But if you're not being proactive about the choices, I can't do nothing for you, dude. Like to me, Game Pass is more than a combo meal. At McDonald's, you guys, I live in Hawaii, so the combo meals there are ridiculous. You guys are gonna get it for $8. Hawaii.
Right. Yeah. Dang.
Right? So I'm just like, well, you know what? I need to lose weight. That's my
yeah.
I went to keto, right? Everybody in my office was like, start talking about keto, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh, like, yeah, because we all broke." That's the only time people start talking about dieting, right? And realistically, because we're all overweight,
right?
And then the topic of discussion becomes dieting. Why? Because eating out is not an option.
No.
Right. So I'm talking like that level, guys. Because when you go out to eat here, dude, not only do you got to pay for the food that's more expensive, you got to include the tip, which they don't even mess around now. They just give you the choice of 50% plus. And on top of that, dude, parking, all of this stuff. Right. So you can go out, man. That's why I don't go to the movies anymore, man. Movies will cost me like easily just for the movie tickets and all the parking and all that stuff, dude. $80. My daughter. Or me and my daughter.
No, I wouldn't. Do y'all have a like a AMC theater what is it called? The A-list thing where you pay here it was like 25 for me. I think the prices kind of vary based on taxes or where you live.
Yeah, we have that, but it's not. It's probably like about 29 or maybe 30.
Okay, yeah, because I know, and it gives you like four. You could go 4 movies a week and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I did that. I recently can't. Again, my budget, entertainment budget last month was literally $0. So I canceled all that stuff. But I was using that for a while as a way to kill time. Doing
yeah,
what I got to do. But yeah, but this month I was like, all right, with the pricing. I'm not gonna lie, the price increase made me jump on that Amazon gift card, so I
yeah.
could have some months of Game Pass before paying 30 or however much it'll end up being. But yeah, my gaming budget, my entertainment budget is still small this month.
Yeah,
And Game Pass is going to carry me for the three of the most anticipated games I want to play is on Game Pass anyway.
yeah.
Ninja Gaiden, Data Worlds, and Keeper. So I mean, I'm sorry, I just can't complain. Then add to that, you also get Call of Duty next month, $70 game. You had South of Midnight, a $40 game.
Right.
You had Avowed, a $70 game. You had a Clear Obscure, a $50 game. So right there, that's the price of that right there. 7 games already covered Game Pass, and that's not counting the other 400. You know what I'm saying? The other 493 games on there. Well, it's more than 500, but you know what I'm saying. I just like rounding out 500 because it's an easy number to deal with.
It irritates me, man, because there's like the same way people said, oh, there's no new games, coming out this month, and I'm
Yeah,
like, hey, I saw your video last month that every game was a banger, so why don't you go play one of those
right.
until the other month when they drop more stuff because they constantly drop new stuff in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, I mean, like, look, Rachie says you can always downgrade your internet speed a bit and save $10 for Game Pass. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. There's levels in the Game Pass. There's tiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not gonna lie, last week I was talking to my daughter, right? She's like, oh, maybe I can get the other tier because she only plays certain games now,
Right.
some more than others.
Right.
So you can make that conscious choice too as a consumer. They're just
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. You have the choice because if I was a PlayStation fan in my current situation, for those who don't know, got laid off a while ago, right? So if I was a PlayStation fan, I don't have that option to play Ghost of Yotai or whatever other game they released. I don't know what PlayStation released. I think they had Death Stranding too.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have that option to be able to play that. I have to shell out that $70. If I wanted to play Death Stranding, I have to shell out that $70 for that. So that's $140 that would have came out my pocket. That needs to go to way more important stuff. Meanwhile, $30 a month for Game Pass. I just can't. I'm not gonna cry about that when there's so many games I can access. Oh, good catch. When there's
Yeah.
so many games I can access and all that.
And please realize, guys, is that Unlimited is not only doing that, I'm doing that, as well as millions of other gamers out there.
Yeah.
They're doing it. That's how they're getting their money. How do you guys think Netflix stays viable? Because the same thing happened to Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it usually came from people like in the movie industry or actors. Same thing
Right.
like with the gaming industry. It's the developers and the publishers, right, that are saying
Mm-hmm.
this. Meanwhile, all the peons, like guys like us who actually foot the bill, right, and indie developers are like, oh yeah, we straight,
Yeah.
right? Right. So you look at where all this stuff is coming from as well, dude. Because again, with Netflix, they were saying Netflix is going to die years ago, and look,
Mm.
it's a dominant.
Yeah.
Platform.
I remember the Netflix ain't gonna last era.
Yeah, they're in the red, man. They're not in the black.
Yeah.
Red because dude, look how much they spend. It's like, bro, do you know? Are you in those board meetings? Like, did they teams you? Did they teams you every Monday,
Mhm.
right? When they all got to get together and discuss this kind of stuff. Because unless you're in those meetings, I don't want to hear it.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me like the way it is right now, guys. Is how are you budgeting?
Mhm.
Right? Like deal with that. Deal with the stuff you can control, not the stuff
Right.
that you can't control. I can't
Right.
control if Satya all of a sudden be like, you know what, we're gonna pause production on the thing because of tariffs and we have to bring all our stuff over here.
Right.
And the funny thing about it is they can.
Yeah.
Because
Shit.
they're
I wouldn't even be mad at that because I'm not ready to move on from my Series X. I still think that bad boy got a lot of life in it.
yeah. And there's a lot of people. Like Arichi said, like there's people still playing Xbox One.
Yeah.
My nephew's still playing his Xbox One, as far as I know. When I see him on,
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's right. Hell, half of the PlayStation players on PS4 still.
yeah, they're still on PS4. Like this is the sense of you know just the lack of sense in the gaming community, especially for
Hmm.
guys like in the space that we occupy as early
Yeah,
adopters, is always constantly in the grind with this stuff. Is they can't get out of their bubble, right? They think the whole thing revolves around them when there's a whole group of
hmm,
people outside that this doesn't even affect them,
right,
right? Their stuff is a little bit different. Like maybe price does affect them, but everything's expensive. Right, that's what blows my mind with these people. It's just like, okay, so you guys don't. That's why I always say on my videos, bro. Like, you guys don't go like grocery
right.
shopping, or do you guys don't go out to eat? Like, what world are you living in? And I know, look, you can live in a different part of this country and be good, right? Because the cost of living in certain places are
Right.
not as high. Like where I live, the cost of living here, they say we're number two in this
Uh-huh.
state. Of all 50 states, we're number two. I'm like, nah, I think we're number one, dude.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'll just read these comments. Raging
Yeah,
said,
yeah, I could believe that. I could because a lot of y'all stuff got to be transported to you. I even saw that. I think the University of Hawaii, whatever they call it, they're trying to build a new stadium, but it's going to take forever because they got to get all the supplies pretty much shipped from the mainland. Basically, I know stuff like that just jacks up the price. So I could imagine what like you said, McDonald's is, your groceries are,
oh yeah.
something like milk or gas. I could imagine that's it's a different league than what it is over here.
Well, it's super extra too because of course McDonald's are franchised here, right?
Right.
And so you have to deal with that. Everything that they have is down to real estate. McDonald's proper is down to
Yes, that's right. You're right.
right.
You're right.
So that's how they make their money, right? And then when you have all the stuff that's going on in the country, that's why regardless of what state you're in,
Hmm.
like where we were, man, it was going up to $20 for the combo meals, right?
Mm.
But I mean, but if you're in Missouri, dude, one of the cheaper places to live, right? And that thing used to be like under five, and then you're paying $9, dude. That affects people as well because
Right.
of the cost of living, right? Adjusted
Right.
across, depending like what the average, like people here get easily over 50 grand a year on jobs, right? I mean, minimum
Right.
50 grand a year, right? But how does that raise the cost of living? That's what people are not looking
Yeah.
at, right? And that's what I mean. And you know what, Microsoft, and if you talk to Bill Gates about this kind of stuff, he won't know what you're
Mm.
talking about because he's
No.
not he's not in that environment. Is what that's my point, guys. There's when you look at Microsoft, that's why they do what they do. You do what you do, man. Because but don't cry. They're not hurting. It's
Yeah.
this stuff where all of a sudden that they're poor, right? That they can't afford
Mhm.
these things, right? And meanwhile, they jump by how many points? 300 points. They're in the 500. They passed the
Hmm.
500 mark on the stock market, dude.
Hmm.
Nobody talks
Yeah.
about that. I mean,
No,
unless
they don't want to talk stock market because Sony ain't nothing
yeah.
compared to Microsoft.
So like, where are we on that? Right. This is why I don't
Yeah.
sweat all this kind of stuff, dude. And I told you
Yeah.
guys for years, man. If Microsoft shuts down Xbox, it's because they want to.
Hmm.
They'll decide. Not nobody else is going to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell them what to do outside of the federal government. Right.
And even then, they've beat the federal government numerous times
Oh
in their
yeah.
existence.
Because the federal government's stupid.
Yeah.
They don't have the people in there with the knowledge that Microsoft has. So it's like, they go in there and then federal government got two hands tied behind their back.
Yeah, I saw an article. Lena Khan came out the woods talking about she was right because of the price increase, and she said something baffling like gamers and developers are hurting, and I'm just like gamers are hurting. Do you hear your?
Yeah.
I really don't think people are hearing themselves. How crazy they sound. I think if they got out the gaming bubble and they said, "Man, hey, what's wrong, man? Shit, Game Pass. I gotta pay $30 a month, man. I don't know how I'm gonna do it." People be like, "Huh? I thought you couldn't pay for your gas to get to work or something, man. I thought you need some food."
No, that's what it is, right? Like everybody's broke, right? But then when you go out and you see people eating, so I try to teach that to my kids. I was like,
Mhm.
look, people are hurting and
Yeah,
stuff is bad, but it's not for everybody, right? And that's the conversation nobody wants to have, right? Because people make choices.
right.
So if you were a person, like this is why I'm teaching my kids, you come out, you finish school, you're working on your degree, you guys got jobs, save your money.
Hmm.
Well, but that was no, save it.
Yeah,
But that no, save your money. right?
Look,
Because if you're doing this right now, by the time you're in your 30s, you'll be better off.
yep.
You'll be one of these guys that like when we're driving by
Hmm.
at Costco, right? And then everybody's out there. The line is like, 30, 50 feet deep, right?
Yeah.
Of people waiting to buy a dollar hot dog, right? And then meanwhile, we turn the corner, then you see the steak restaurant or the Japanese restaurant. There's a steak and Japanese, but I use the Japanese restaurant where sushi
Yep.
is expensive, and you see it full and people eating there. That's
Yeah.
where you want to be, right? You have a choice. Either you can be in the Costco line getting that dollar hot dog, or you can be sitting in the air conditioned place eating sushi.
Yep.
Like that's the choice. The choices you make now will determine where you are when 10 years from now. You're going to be in the Costco line, which nothing wrong with being in the Costco line, or you want to be in the sushi line, and nothing wrong with being in the sushi line. It's just about choices. That's what I try and teach them, right? Because I learned the hard way, right? Because the way I
Yep.
came.
Right. Yeah. A good friend of mine and I used to say, well, we do the hard part now, so it's easier later. Because yeah, that's why. Listen, when people talk about college, I'm like, dog, my college experience was not some party and BS.
Yeah,
my ass worked night shifts and then slept in my car and went to class. Man, that's my college
yeah.
experience.
I was military. I
And,
went
and
straight
oh
into.
yes, see that was way harder than what I dealt with.
Nah, I mean, it was. When you grew up, like I just say this, when you grew up the way I grew up, again, the options were like I got like a partial scholarship,
Hmm.
all university, right, to play basketball, and I just couldn't fathom the cost.
Right,
Then everything went on right in the Middle East, and I was like, oh, all the guys in my school, we all joined the military.
right.
Some Marines, some Army, some Navy, some Air Force, right? But it's an experience that I had. But for my kids, I'm like, you have choices. Just like
Yeah,
just to bring it back to
exactly.
the whole with video games, right? Where we were back when we were playing Nintendo and Sega, we're
Hmm.
not there anymore, dude. We like
Yeah.
the choices and the limitations and the cost and stuff that we had to deal with back then, which is a great time. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
no. But in 2025, we don't
He
have
about
that.
to.
Yeah, he'll be back. Yeah, I think we were having problems connecting. That's what happened yesterday. Um, and then my phone died, so
Okay.
I had to charge it. And so where we were back then, good times. Like you always talk about,
Hmm.
nostalgia is a wonderful thing. But now we in 2025, dudes,
Yeah.
and my old ass shouldn't be preaching to you young dudes about
Hmm.
young gamers about what the value of being a gamer now.
Right.
It should be the opposite. I should be the grouchy old gamer saying, "Well,
Right. Yeah.
cartridges, you just don't have that type of quality anymore." And I find myself talking to these dudes like it's the end of the world when it comes to gaming. I'm like, bro, you don't understand what we had to do, man, to get information on stuff that we want.
Hmm.
You guys can just open your computer, find out Xbox is dead for the millionth time, right? At the touch of your fingertips.
Yeah. It's let me say this. I do find it funny how people are so nostalgic over Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and all that, but they can't fathom the idea of accessing game through Game Pass.
Yeah.
That just cracks me up so much.
Fire, me make fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what gets me, man, because I'm of that generation, and I'm like, bro, dude, it wasn't. Look, guys, like you guys don't understand. Like when you have us when we wax poetic, guys like me wax poetic about Blockbuster, but you guys don't know the feeling of having to go in there, having five full on display cases, five. I mean, and there's like a hundred videotapes on each case, and they're all out. You have all these video cases on there, and they're all
Mm.
empty. And you don't know how that feels like when you drove on a Friday night wanting to watch a movie, go in the store, and all the new release, they've all been rented out,
Yeah.
right? And that's why that skit is funny. I saw where they got the person waiting by the return bin for somebody to drop off the movie to see it was the movie. Look, it was great, dude. That was a great time, man. But there was stuff that was going on back then too, guys. I mean, it wasn't all rainbows and lollipops, man, and marshmallows and ice cream, dude. There was some real world stuff, just like like it was a big thing when you didn't rewind the VHS tape, right? That stuff adds up, dude. I actually went and bought a rewinder just to do it, because when you rewind a tape in a VCR, dude, it took a little while, right?
Right.
You were like a dude like myself, like how I consume my games, I consumed my videos back then, and I had a large collection anyway. I just went and bought a rewinder. So you just need to throw your tape in there, pop it down, that thing would be, and then it'd be done. Pop it back up. So again, dude, I get it, guys. I lived back then. We had great times, but we had our own things too, man. Just like it is today.
Mm-hmm.
So some of you dudes, man, was like, well, I'll just go back and start playing the old games. Okay, that's cool, bro. Go play the old games, but don't live there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I missed out on everything. Let me read some of these things real quick, Unlimited, because I know Richie's been posting. I want to read his comments. Richie says, Have you heard how they are planning to cut download size for BOS? Was that Black Ops 7? This is huge for Series S players. Yeah, yeah. That's. I think that's great, Richie. In fact, they're doing a lot of things. They're listening to a lot of the commentary. When I played, I think what they did the matchmaking. They did away with the matchmaking, so it doesn't matter what your skill level is, which I think is better. I had a great experience. I had a great experience with the new demo so far. I like the maps. It just didn't. Dang, dude, we cannot get P-bot in this thing. But when I played it this morning, I played it last night. It was awesome. Played it this morning. It was fine. It's just that I think one of the things I have is that I'm still playing 6, right? And I like 6, and I've gotten used to 6. So transitioning to 7, but again, it's in Game Pass. That's what people don't realize. That because everybody's like, well, they lost this much money. They're doing this. They're doing that. I'm like, dude, on the flip side of all this stuff, like you don't have to worry about it. It's just gonna be there, and then you can play. And if you guys haven't noticed, they put quite a few of the CODs in there. So what I do is like, if you look at my screen is set up so that like 5 of the things that I have pinned to my home screen is COD, so I can jump into any COD game that I want to play. And the reason I'm doing that because some of the zombie games I didn't really care for, but because I played Black Ops 6 and like the zombie games there, and ended up playing the zombie mode and getting used to the zombie mode, that I've gone back and played the other zombie,
What a catch.
the other Call of Duty. That's the synergy that you guys aren't understanding. Because at the end of the day, people who just game. This is the stuff that they're concerned about. They're not concerned about bottom lines. They're not concerned about some influencer getting their $100,000 click on their videos, right? Because at the end of the day, the point of entry for a lot of us who are just gamers is how we interact with our games. Eva, I don't know if you're there, man. If you're having technical, I see you.
But
What's going on?
he busted out the Space Ghost.
Yeah, just changed it up for a little bit.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Hey, yeah, go ahead and take over, man. I'm cooking, so I'm about to step out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you better give me some.
Yeah. You like curry chicken?
I like all it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm making today.
Send it over, or let me go there, or whatever. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Shit, listen, man. Look, if we didn't live worlds apart, I'd invite you over.
Absolutely,
I'll give you some, man.
absolutely. You can always be there.
Boy.
Spiritually. That's all that matters.
Yeah, people don't know this, but your boy Unlimited likes to cook. See, I don't go out to eat. Yeah, I'm not a go out to eat kind of person too often. Usually just special occasions. So yeah. So me, I be throwing down. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably not Cray Simmons good, but still, I'd be out there, man. I'd be out there cooking. But yeah, I'm glad you stepped in because I by the way, great video you put out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was in Dallas yesterday and was listening to it when I was driving there. Then I ended up leaving a comment, of course, because I can't help myself. He might be saying so much stuff's taking forever. I have to leave these long ass essays on his channel.
I like reading them. I like reading comments. They're good and then they're logical and they're not fucking people being stupid. And so far, for the most part, most of the comments on that video, particularly, have been all positive.
That's good because I'm getting all the hate on my video. Everybody call me a shill and why you sucking up for greed. They don't. I have no clue why PlayStation fans watch my videos if they're just going to be mad at me for
There's literally 5 people that did positive videos of the whole situation. That was you. Then the podcast with E-Rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was what's his name? The Indian guy, that Island something that he was on.
Island Gamer, yeah.
Was on.
He's from I think he's from, where's he from? One of those Caribbean countries.
He was on Lego's podcast one time.
Yeah.
Him, then Sega Forever, right? Which is 4, and then me, which is 5. Oh no, bullshit. There was one more. it was this guy too. Oh my God, something bandit. The black dude that be doing the videos in his car like me with the glasses. He has like a little goatee braid in front of his feet and his chin.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, he's cool people. He's always talking like really cool, really like laid back. Uh, I forget his name. It's something bandit. I know that. I wanted to give him a shout out in my video. I completely forgot because I got involved and I was just thinking about what to say when I was doing it. But yeah, him. So 6 people. Everybody else is fuck you, Xbox. Xbox, man. You're ripping us off. Wait a second. You're ripping us off. First, you're saying that developers don't make no money. That Microsoft is degenerating and degrading games and their value with developers. And because they decided to say, well, hey, you know what? Give us $10 more. We'll add some more things and, we'll still give you that value in those games, right? And now it's you motherfuckers. You're so fucking greedy. Like, last I saw was Nintendo and Sony is just charging you flat out $70 or $80 or $60 for the games outright. They're not giving it to you day to day, and your Ghost of Yote supposedly only cost $60 million. So what was the problem with putting it on the motherfucking goddamn service? They didn't do it, right? So what's the fucking problem? I don't. Meanwhile, you got Halo Infinite cost $500 million, and it was day and day. Oh no, but they're not allowed to put up the price. They're devaluing because they make nothing but garbage games. Gamepass is full of nothing but shovelware, broken games or games that are not good and quality, like Indiana Jones, right? Or like Starfield or Redfall or fucking a Valve or South of Midnight or Doom the Dark Ages or the upcoming Ninja Gaiden or the Keeper. Those shits are all garbage. They have no, or the Forza that's coming out. There's no fucking value. They're all shovelware games. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's all stupid garbage. Bro, listen. It's like you broke it down Unlimited on the text that you sent me and on the comment you left. Just those games alone this year equated to well over $360 for a whole year, which is $360. I'm like, bro, these people are mentally retarded. Oh yeah, but you can own them. Yeah, but if the games are not physical and you only own them digitally, which is a license, there's not really no point because it's a license.
I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of the PC people are mad too, and I'm like, PC been all digital for like 20 years.
Thank you.
And Steam said last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, how the game that you're buying aren't gone. You can't do anything when you pass and all that stuff unless you give somebody your password. So I the whole thing is just is more nonsense, but it's like. It feels a little extra stupid this time. But
oh yeah, for sure. And then I woke up this like a little while ago, and because I had I didn't fall asleep till like 8 this morning for some fucking reason or whatever. But whatever. I woke up and I'm seeing motherfuckers say, Xbox canceled their next console. I'm like, what are you motherfuckers talking about? And I'm coming to find out that Tim Dog is going around Twitter saying that next week they're gonna make an announcement that they cancel the console. Like, wasn't Tim Dog the one that said Starfield was coming out the next day, and it never happened? So like, why are you guys running with stupid shit that somebody's saying that has no connection with them or Xbox in general in any way, shape, or form? Tim Dog been disassociated himself because they didn't give him any more invitation into Xbox because of how he behaved and what he was doing on Twitter. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh my God, every time, like E-Rock said in the podcast, he goes to sleep, gets up, and the world is ending with something having to do with Xbox. Every day it feels like that.
Yeah, so just wake up and play your games. That's my best advice to you guys. Yeah. Just turn on your thing. I turned on my COD to check it, dude, and I was in there. I was just flying through games. It was so bad. It was so bad on COD that I wanted to switch out my weapons kit. Dude, like they don't have enough time. They have to jump out of the games to switch it because the games were happening that fast. You were just getting plugged into game after game after game. Limited.
Bro, it'll take it forever. And brother Unlimited. Like, how do you want to say that somebody's going to cancel a hardware, right? after they just clearly said for 3 years they're
Mhm.
investing on the most powerful console iteration yet for the next few years.
Yeah. What is that Iraq calls it? Wish fulfillment, where they're just hoping so bad that one
Yeah.
of these things end up true, that so that they could pretend to be outraged. Hell, look how long they try to say Game Pass is dead and this and that, and now that people are mad for a few days, they could finally have quote unquote proof that it's dead. Which,
Yeah,
by the way, I broke down the numbers already. Let's they try. Oh, but millions of people are canceled. I hate to break it to you guys, but let's say that there's currently 35 million Game Pass
yeah,
subs,
yeah,
and
yeah.
let's assume all of them pay $20 a month, which we know they're not. That breaks down to $700 million a month, right?
Hmm.
All right, so let's say 5 million canceled. They're so pissed that 5 million people cancel and 30 million keep Game Pass and pay for 30. That's $900 million a month, right? So they're still
Right.
going to make more. You know what I'm saying? The
Well,
threshold to
yes,
not make more money will be a level, such a level of Game Pass cancellations that's just not going to happen. So numbers wise, that's all I'm saying with this stuff. You know what I'm
let's, let's be
saying?
honest. At
And
most, right? To add to that, what you just said, at most, right? The people that cancel would probably maybe at the highest peak is 100,000 people. And
yes,
yes, if you have 100,000 people canceling all at once, yes, it will crash a server because that
yep.
became another story. Oh my God, so many people canceled in the millions at the goddamn god, the fucking thing. The store was unable, you weren't unable to cancel it completely crashed. Like, oh my, think it, 200 people trying to cancel at the same time will make it crash.
I'm only laughing because I can see people actually doing what Eva just did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so check this out, Unlimited. I'll add something else, which is a great logical point. How do you think Microsoft's going to lose money because you cancel Game Pass if at the end of the day you still got to buy their games at full price?
Yeah.
They don't think, man.
Instead of paying them less, you're going to pay them more long term because now you're paying 70 for each game.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy a Ninja Gaiden, it's $75, like you pointed out. If you buy the Keeper, it's $40. If you buy Fable, it's 75. You buy the next, years is 75. If you buy the next, what is it, Forza in Japan, 75. If you buy the next Halo, 75. So you're gonna cancel your Game Pass at $30 a month, right? When you can access all those games day and day to go buy them full price, then you can own the license, right? Because Xbox has been doing the physical games like that, right? Plus every other game that comes out from Bethesda and from fucking whoever else they acquired, and you think you're hurting them in some way or fashion. They win whether you cancel or whether you don't, because they're still gonna make money out of you because you're fucking buying the games on Xbox anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you bought it on PlayStation, what happened? You're giving them 70% of revenue, money they make. You know what I'm saying? And then this fake bullshit that's driving me insane. Oh, just go get a PlayStation or a PC. Start over. You don't need to have an Xbox. When the whole conversation's been this whole time since PS4, the generation of PS4, that even Phil said it himself, that they lost the generation because everybody built their library or that built the library on a Switch or a PS4 was not going to buy an Xbox to start all over and buy all those titles if they had in their library, whether it was 400 games, 300 games, 500 games, 100 games, 1,000 games. No one's going to start all over and buy all those games over just because they bought a new console. Just full on app at the highest fucking form. Okay? That is crap. No one's gonna do that. Yes, someone bought a PlayStation. What they're gonna do at the bare minimum is buy the games that are not available on Xbox. That is it. Not
You know
gonna
what?
go buy their entire Xbox library on a PS5.
Let
Let's
me
use
let me
that. Go ahead.
yeah, keep on. Let me ask you something, right? Because I found this fascinating and you're talking about it, right?
Away.
So if you're okay, so they came out with a handheld, right?
Yep.
The handheld is 1,000.
Yep.
The higher level. What's the secondary level one? Is it like 600?
About 600, I think. Yeah, about 600.
Okay, so I just want to let you guys know because again, on my channel, I talk a lot about economics, right?
Mhm.
And for me, what I have to do for me to be able to live where I live and afford the stuff that I need to pay for and all this kind of stuff, right? You have to make these. You have to do a budget, right? So when I look at Xbox, like what they did, right, is they raised the price of the console first, right? They raised the price of the and well, all the Xbox consoles went up in price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then they had the announcement for the handhelds, right? So to me, like when they did that, that's because they want people to go buy the handheld, right? Or make the handheld a little bit more attractive, right? Because
Yeah,
there will be people that'll be like, well, they raised the price of the console, I'll just go buy the handheld, and I'll buy the cheap handheld, right? Whatever.
right. Mhm.
That doesn't mean like at the end of the year, like Microsoft does with games or their services or anything else that they have, they can't drop the price of stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey guys, it's Christmas, we could like it's Black Friday, get an Xbox Series X for like $499,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then that's what drives me nuts about people because right, that's what companies will do. They'll raise the price of something, so then when they bring it back down, they can look at you and say, "Look, it's available," and then people will be like, "Oh, look, it's cheap. Let's go get one." Right. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, but that's what I was thinking about with a lot of the stuff that they're doing because they basically, like you said, right, you really have nowhere else to go.
Mhm.
They kind of cornered the market for their stuff, right? Like they're not just doing it; they're kind of doing it in phases, but they're kind of doing it all at one time.
Well, forever.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
If I may, right? If I may, right?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right.
Drop the knowledge.
We're already almost at the end of the generation, right?
Yeah. True.
Take that into consideration. That's number one. The number two is everybody knows that the Series X and S are the consoles that sell the least in comparison to the Nintendo Switch and the stupid ass PS5, right?
Mm.
Because we all know everybody buys PlayStation because it's popular. Every immigrant that comes in this country that's illegal, right, or illegal, that's the first thing they do because they want to get what's popular. The same way they buy La Costa, same way they buy Apple phones, the same way they buy Jordans, because they want to be down with the American lifestyle. Okay, it's just
Yeah.
a fucking fact. You can look at the data and you'll find it. This is why the PlayStation sells, even though when you go look at the software, it don't sell software. But they just buy the console. I love it, and buy one game. That'll be soccer if they're if they're maybe Brazilian or fucking Mexican, since they love soccer so much, they buy soccer and that's it. That's all they buy. Or if they're American hardcore into like or whatever other, let's say, nationality, like certain things like baseball, was Dominicans. They love baseball. Say, come in here, buy the baseball game, and that's it. I'm giving
Mm-hmm.
you an example. I'm not saying that's what it is one for one. I'm just giving you an example. And this is why when you see the numbers, is consoles are selling, but they don't sell software. And software is where you make money. Microsoft realized we're making all our money on software and on Game Pass. So what we need to do is bring up the prices. The end of the generation is there anyway. They're not buying it as fast as they are PlayStation, let's say, or Nintendo. Get the cost of the console back since we have to spend more, right? To manufacture it. So whoever buys the console, right, then they'll get full profits from the console because they're selling it at the cost they're paying, it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not losing anything because then they're going to give them the value back once they get Game Pass or with whatever else they offer that the console has, like the free backwards compatibility, right? Like the free enhancements, the free boost mode, the free cloud saving, the free dedicated server for online gaming, right? The free forward compatibility with peripherals. All that is the feature they're going to get. Quick resume, right? Play anywhere. They know this, so they're gonna know. They realize when they buy the console, they're gonna realize, oh, we have so much value in the other side that Xbox is offering. So what they're doing is they're gambling, they're taking the gamble because they know at the end of the generation, and when they start the next generation, they can start from scratch, start fresh again, and then perhaps maybe go at a lower price point or at the same price point for something way more powerful than the Series S. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. And it makes fucking sense. because that's why Sony brought up the price of their console. And Sony's console don't
By the way,
cost money.
Sony's about to gift that PS6 to
Unlimited. You saw Austin Evans' last video. Did you see it?
No. I just know Sony don't got the money to keep up. And
Absolutely. But look what they did.
Like this generation, common sense. Because the PS5 Pro is not selling, right?
No, it's not.
Right,
and it's not selling.
So all that's telling me is that the PS6, it ain't gonna listen. People are not gonna care about power again next generation. That's right.
Yeah, it'll change.
Yeah.
They're definitely not going to change, especially that they know that it comes with a big lucrative price point, right? So the thing is, he did a video right recently, and he broke down the latest slim model, right? And what Sony did was they put a bunch of new, cheaper parts that are way cheaper, that are not as good in quality, but yet kept the cost of the console high. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they always do.
It's the same thing Microsoft is doing. The difference is Microsoft is keeping the quality of the console with actual good parts so it lasts, right? But putting up the price point. You see what I'm trying to say? Because Sony doesn't lose $200 for each console they manufacture. They stopped because they started putting cheap parts in it. And that's what these motherfuckers don't talk about and try to act like, we don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. Just go look, motherfuckers. You don't want to fucking do it because you know that it'll expose the truth. Microsoft loses $200 because everything on that system is still 100% the same thing it was since they manufactured it day one. And everything in that console is built in the hardware, like VRR is built on the hardware. DirectX 12 support on the hardware. Dolby Vision Atmos Surround is built on the hardware. Dolby Vision HDR is built on the hardware. When you go look at PlayStation, that's not built on the hardware, not even on the Pro. It's all firmware updated, which is an emulation of what it does. It's not built on the hardware point. That's why when you see certain videos and you see when they do the comparisons, those still games running better on Xbox Series X as opposed to the PS5 Pro, because the X has it built in the hardware. And a lot of things that they don't do is they don't talk about how much better it runs when you keep VRR on the Xbox. When you keep VRR on the Xbox, for example, on Wukong, right? You get no screen tear. It completely eliminates it. And you get a steady frame pace of 60 frames. When Digital Foundry did their fucking video, they didn't mention that. They took quiet and tried to act like, oh no, it had screen tearing even though it was on 60 and the PS5 doesn't do it, the PS5 Pro. But they didn't add that when you turn VRR on, it goes away completely. You see what I'm saying? Because they know it's not going to work in the benefit of the PlayStation 5 Pro. And they are very big advocates of Sony. They've always have been. We all know we're not stupid. They've always done it, right? That's why they always try to find any little thing and talk about any little thing when it comes with Xbox. And with PlayStation, they try to sugarcoat it. When it's Nintendo, they try to do it with sugarcoating on top, making it sound lightly or positive in one way, even though it's some negativity. With Xbox, it's all, oh, I don't know what they're thinking. Oh, that's crazy. Why is this happening? We don't have no answers. We need to figure this out. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why. When they know exactly what the fuck they're doing. Superimposing an image at 400%, zoom in, and then acting like the game has blurry areas when it doesn't have them in the game when you look at it in your TV. Like they try to say Black Myth Wukong had a bunch of areas that were blurry, low texture. And I can assure you when you play in the game that those areas are few and far between. If you go like to like all the way something that you see in the far background and get all the way close to it, you'll realize that it's lower texture. But as you're far away from it, they're not low texture. You can't even tell. It looks great. Everything looks high texture, high quality. Of course, you're going to see low textures if you do that. You can do the same thing will happen if you do it with a Nintendo game or a Sony game. They don't do that. They only do that when it comes to Xbox comparisons or Xbox games. That's why I'm saying that the people are so stupid they fall for this shit. And they don't do their own investigation because they think, oh, Whatever they say, that's what it is. No, it's not. Nobody's out here to love Xbox because Xbox loving doesn't give you views or clicks, doesn't give you revenue. What gives you revenue is giving the middle finger to Xbox and saying that it sucks and that it's dying and that it needs to go away. That's what gives you the revenue. And they know this. They've made that bed and they can't back away from it. And that's why they keep doing it. So don't come showing me a video from Dreamcast guy when we all know this guy's a fucking fraud. He don't play Dreamcast games. He never has. He's never once talked about the Dreamcast on his channel or played Dreamcast games and talked about how much he loves certain ones and which ones he would like to see come back or have another game in the future. Nothing. The guy wears the cap saying Dreamcast, and they really believe that this fucking fuckface, this fucking tomato fucking face cracker looking motherfucker, right? That you can tell he's a fucking fraud, is lying on his teeth. Talking about, oh, I need to do a surgery. Using people for my teeth. Got all this money to do a surgery from his fucking fans. They're fucking stupid. Talking about he's in trouble. Or he's gonna have difficulties, and he's gonna mess up, give him an infection, or hurt him in some way. Like, bro, like y'all, you deserve to get fucked in the ass. Y'all all do. All you people that believe these people, that support them, y'all deserve to get that dick raw right up the ass with no Vaseline, the way some prostitute does on 42nd. That's what y'all deserve because y'all fucking stupid. Y'all just stupid. How you not gonna see the fraudulent behavior of these people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you not gonna see it? Like everybody's talking about how dare Bethesda talk shit, right? Because a lot of their stupid ass right wing fucking people that were making fun of Charlie Kirk, for example, Steph, making comments on Blue Sky and thinking that shit is funny when it's not. I don't give a fuck what your politics are. Anybody, that could have been Kamala Harris. That shit wasn't fucking funny. You don't do that. This is somebody's life, right? And motherfuckers addressed it, right? Xbox said, we're looking into it, we're going to do something, we're going to see what's going on and get to the bottom of it, right? Meanwhile, these motherfuckers at Sony didn't say a motherfucking word, right? Or sucker punch, and they were doing it, and people were talking about, oh no, we got to go support Ghost of Yote, and completely excusing it and acting like it didn't happen. Like, what? Bro, the hypocrisy in this fucking, like I said in my video, this community is garbage. The only people that are the real ones are the ones that nobody's paying attention to. And that's people like us. And that's the bottom line. It's the facts. It's the truth. Whether people want to believe it or not, it is what it is. You can call it hating. Oh, you're just a hater because they get the views and you don't know, motherfucker. I don't care. If I were getting the views, I would still be saying the same thing. It doesn't matter. These motherfuckers, they got the game down pat. Y'all fall for it. Y'all like the stupid shit. Y'all like the negativity. Y'all like all the dumb shit here because it's in favor of PlayStation and Nintendo. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because it's not even about them worrying about PC because they don't care about it. They care about Nintendo and Sony not going away. Because those are the babies, and they know that if they don't have the money to compete with Xbox, they just don't. They don't. That's why all they want to see is Xbox dead. Because they know if Xbox wasn't around, that they think, oh, it'll just be Sony and Nintendo. The fact is, gaming will die altogether because Nintendo and Sony do not have the money and the capital to continue gaming going forward. They don't. They just don't. They don't have it. And they don't even have the technology or the ecosystem for the online structure. Nothing. They're so far behind, it's ridiculous. They're not going to be able to maintain anything. Gaming is just going to crash. That's it. It's going to go away. It's going to crash if Xbox is no longer in the picture. But they're going to find out the hard way. I swear, if Xbox just left the picture, you'll see how much different shit will be. And they're going to wish they didn't fucking say the shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying. It's fucking annoying. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's like, yo, bro, like, stop it. It's not going to happen. And everything, Xbox is so dead, but yet that's all they do every day is talk about Xbox or bring a subject about whatever. It could be, oh, did you see that they're putting ads when you turn on your Xbox? That's unacceptable. Like, dude, they put ads all the time because that's what pays money and makes them and allows them to put things cheaper in certain areas because those ads pay revenue. That's why they do that. That's the only reason why they're doing that. You know what I mean? You see it on PlayStation and you see it on Nintendo. They do that shit all the time. Well, not Nintendo much, but that's because Nintendo don't got much to offer anyway. But it is what it is. Oh, it's okay to buy a $500 Nintendo console when it's a 360. It's basically dated already by like 2 generations because it's a Nintendo and you're going to have only one game at launch and you're going to like it and you're going to praise it. Having one game at launch. Meanwhile, the companies bring out 12, 15 games at launch and, oh, the resolution is 900p. What the fuck? Like, dude, shut up. Since 2013, most of these people didn't even know what resolution was, what fucking pixel count was, what fucking, ambient occlusion, shading, ray tracing, fucking frames per second. They didn't know what none of that shit was. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's a fucking tech. Oh, I know everything. What about this? What about that? They don't know shit. They don't know nothing. It was all about the games, and that's how it should have stayed. It should have always been, because that's how it always was from before, back in the past, when we played games. It was always about the games. They didn't give a fuck about none of the other shit. And yes, even in the fucking Genesis era and the arcade era, we had slowdowns, we had pop-ins, even with sprites, not polygon, but with sprites graphics, which you guys don't probably even know what the fuck that is. There's a difference. Even with those type of style of graphics, during the 16-bit, 8-bit era, 32-bit era, 128-bit era, the games had slowdowns, the game had pop-ins, the game had, crashes. All that shit happened even back then. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. It just comes with the territory. It's part of the gaming of how it is as a whole. It's part of the gaming culture. All those things that people talk about today, like they don't care. They're not putting effort. They're not trying to make the games better. They're just trying to sell you a cheap product. Dude, that's not true. Because it's always been like that. Like, you need to stop. Maybe it didn't happen as much because games weren't as demanding, but it still happened. It's my point. You know what I mean?
What were you talking about, Heba?
With things like when people bring up stupid things like, that they're trying to rob our money because the games have bugs or breakups or pop-ins or crashes or slowdowns.
I blame Digital Foundry for some of that because
it's facts.
Because I promise you, the average person would not be able to tell the difference between, say, 1440p and 4K, unless it was zoomed by 400, and nobody was able to tell the difference between 55 frame per second and 60 unless there was a counter. You know what I'm saying? And even with pop-in, I personally, as someone who plays a lot of open world games, I find pop-in not really that distracting.
No, right.
Very few games I could think of where the pop-in was just like, ooh.
Because you don't pay attention to that unlimited.
When you're playing a game, nobody does.
Yeah, like a average gamer or a real gamer, when you're playing a game, you're not paying attention. Oh, let me see how long it takes for that tree all the way in the background.
Yeah.
Like, what? What does that?
Yeah, that's why I don't watch any of that stuff.
Or like the clownery Digital Foundry did with Halo, that the background characters were at, like, I think it was 430p versus the characters in the front that were actually in 1080p. Right. I'm like, my dude, I don't give 3 flying fucks if the fucking goddamn creatures in the background are 430p.
Right.
I'm gonna fuck about what we're doing and playing the game. Like, are you fucking serious? And what I also said with what you just asked me, what I was talking about is that these were things that even existed during the sprite era, which was the 16-bit, 8-bit, 28, 64-bit, 32-bit, and the 128-bit era. Even in that era or eras, we encountered, slowdowns, pop-ins, crashes, clip walls, distortion in the graphics, and even freezing in certain games. That is part of the gaming culture, period. It's part of the essence That's always been there. It's like part of what video games. It comes with the territory, in other words. So that doesn't mean that developers didn't care about making a good game. It just
exactly.
Developing game is unpredictable. They could make a fucking game, and then somewhere along the line, it could be 40 hours in, 20 hours in, the game does something stupid, and people will take that, they'll clip it, and run with it, and be like, "See, you see, these developers don't care about you. We're giving $70 for a game, and look, they don't even fix it up and do it right. Like what?
That's why I used to fight against that whole lazy devs thing. And my thing was like, well, first, logically, in any workplace, there are going to be some lazy people. But putting that aside, the obvious aside,
absolutely.
A lot of these, like you don't spend 7-8 years making a game because you're lazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's how long these games take to make. And then some that by the way, there are a lot of broken games back then, but what happens is that they would get re-released and people didn't know it. And let me give you an example. There's this game called WWF No Mercy on the Nintendo 64. Yeah, my copy used to always reset after some months of playing. Now, as a kid, I had no clue that they re-released it. And if you look for a certain code, code or whatever, I forgot what the number.
A certain copy that the code in the back of the box. That let you know it was the re-release.
So if it ended in 1, it was the one that I had, the original ones that shipped. And if it ended in A, it was, well, how the fuck am I supposed to know this in 2000?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of games were
trying to have fun.
Yeah, that's how, so back then games either had that or they would get special. A lot of Japanese games were really common with this. Where they would have like, extreme special edition, and it was really just the game fixed with some extra content. Right. And the extra content was kind of like the setup, but it was really to fix some of the issues with the game. And I don't know if people are forgetting this or they're too young to have lived that experience. I don't know what it is, but the lack of people who talk about that part of past gaming always gets to me. So I'm like, listen, there are great games now. There are great games back. Oh shit, he bot dropped. There are great games back then. But you'll
be back on them.
Okay, good. Yeah, because my dinner's almost done, so I'm about to start.
No worries.
Yeah. But my point is, man, obviously there's great. That's why we're all gamers, because the games back then were awesome. But let's not pretend that it was all roses, And hell, there are plenty of games from smaller developers at the time who were never able to fix a broken game. It's just that the culture wasn't online. Or we weren't online as a society, I guess, to where we could get that instant access reaction. Instead, you're probably on a forum or something, or for me, I used to love the old G4 Tech TV channel, and that was before GameStop TV. What was the crap on YouTube, where it was actual, like game journalism. Now that is one thing that has went by the wayside, is game journalism, because back then it was legit journalism. Now it's just if you grew up on Nintendo and PlayStation, that's all you care about.
Yeah, back then, I mean, these guys were actual gamers too.
Yeah,
like they loved their job because they love gaming, and they wanted to put the stuff out there because they knew there was an audience that was wanting to know what was going on.
Yep. Now, those gaming magazines, they were excellent. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, those gaming magazines were always excellent. Like I said, G4 TV by like the late 90s and early 2000s, I used to watch back then. I used to love that as a teen. It was, and that's what disappoints me about Jeff Keighley, because he was there. Because I remember seeing him on stuff like on GameStop TV, right? I remember seeing him on them shows on our channel, and for him to just be like this ultra bland PlayStation and Kojima fanboy really disappoints me, because you think him, someone who had the longevity he's had Sega forever, and he's really almost like the last public figure of that era. You'd think he would be, just on this crusade to push gaming as forward as it is, but he's like he's arguably the worst fanboy it is in gaming media. I mean
he's a gaming media for today.
Yeah.
Even back then when I used to watch him on G4, I never really cared for the guy.
Agreed.
I mean, not that I thought he was bad. It's like I didn't have personal. It's just that I didn't he just was there. You know, he's like
Yeah.
background. And then when you had guys like Kevin Pereira,
Yep.
and then Adam and Morgan, and then
Yep.
I mean,
Morgan
I'm from
Wood,
the era of Tina Wood and Laura Foy.
Yes. Oh,
had
thank
those-
you. I'm glad somebody remembered them.
Yeah, so I mean, when you had people like that, dude, he just kind of just faded to the background.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that the way the gaming media has changed, that he's a forerunner
Right.
of what the gaming media is now. And,
Yeah,
and
man.
everything that's wrong with the gaming media, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that's why I don't watch his award show at all.
yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad the whatever's revealed is just instantly put on YouTube, so I don't have to waste my time on that either. I wouldn't have wasted my time anyway. I'm like you. You couldn't pay me to sit through that stuff.
That's
what every year. But every year. Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say, but every year Xbox fans get upset when no Xbox game is game of the year somehow.
Yeah. Well, I look at it this way, right? So when I see what Xbox has done, right, like they started doing their own showcases, and then a lot of other people follow suit. A lot of people that was partnering with Xbox. That's how I know Xbox influence is huge.
Right.
Because this is why you get Humble Games and Nacon and stuff like that. They started doing their own as well. So there's more outlets for you to enjoy what's out there as a gamer. But if you just stick in that, if you just have that tunnel vision, like Eva was talking about, and if you just grew up in a generational gaming and that's where you stay, dude, you're not going to be able to get any new experiences. And I think that's the worst part of what's going on in gaming right now. Nobody wants to experience anything. Nobody wants to risk. You know, like, yeah, it costs money to buy a game and take a chance, but we did that. That was part of what being a gamer was when I was growing up. Sometimes you get some hits, sometimes you get some misses.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that things are so varied now, and we've come so far that I find it hard pressed that you won't find a game, even though it's not the best game. Like a lot of not a lot of times, but sometimes there's a game that I get, and it doesn't turn out to be the game that I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean the game is trash, right? Like that's what I see with a lot of these guys. That's why I don't believe a lot of these people game, right? Because how can you do that, right? Because when I play a game, like I bought the zombie game, right? I just love zombie games, no matter what it is. But I thought there was going to be an element of survival in the game, and there really wasn't, right? In fact, it was more like a top-down shooter. Does that mean the game is trash? No, it's just not what I thought. What I was getting. Getting.
Right.
But in fairness, the game was only like $14.99, and it was still a fun game. Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh wow, for $15. Yeah. I'm one of those people. Maybe it's because how I grew up. I'm one of those people that if something's that cheap, I'll be a little more forgiving to that if it ain't like for $15. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those people like, that wasn't what I expected. But that was actually pretty good.
But that's what I mean. Like when people are talking about the $30 price point, and like, look, I'll even shoot it out to Richie. Richie, man, I get it, dude. He said he's one that canceled. And look, dude, I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money.
Right.
And everybody got to make choices, like I said in the beginning of the video, right? But look what he also says. You could go for the $20 option, right? You can go for the cheaper options. And so what people are missing about this and why I don't like listening to a lot of people is because the way a lot of people are going to, like they pay for the games, most people are not going to buy the $70, $80 game. And then you might find like a $14.99 game like I saw, right? And then played it and actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Microsoft is just trying to tunnel you all into Game Pass for $30.
Right.
If you don't want to do the $30 Game Pass, just wait for a summer sale. Hell, wait for a winter sale. Hell, wait for the fall sale. Microsoft, wait for the sale every week.
I think there's a sale literally every week at this point.
Yeah, like
but you're right. You get those big sales about 3 or 4 times a year.
Right. And if you just do the big sales, just play your games. Play your games. Wait for games to go on sale. That's what people are doing. Because nobody's out there buying like all these guys that are complaining. You ain't going to the store every week, every time a game drops and buying it at full price. I refuse to believe that you are doing that, especially if you're complaining about $30 Game Pass.
Yeah. But listen. Even with I get what Rachel said, right? And he has every right to feel that way as a consumer. But even Rachel, I guarantee you, going forward, like from this year going forward, when you see that, damn, I can play something like Ninja Gaiden 4, right? Day and date, The Keeper day and date, All of Duty day and date, The Outer Worlds 2 day and date, High on Life 2 day and date. And then come into next year, you already know, guaranteed, Forza Halo, Fable, and Gears day and day, you're going to quickly realize, like, damn, I'd rather own the $30 value because it's still going to save me money and give me way more value to play games that I want to play. Because you're not going to really want to wait a whole year now with the second tier to play the games that are new. You know what I'm saying? Realistically speaking, especially the big games. I'm not talking about the smaller games, but games like Gears E-Day or games like the next Halo or the next Fable, the next, Forza. No one's going to want to wait a year on a second tier. So they're going to be like, yeah, I'd rather just pay the $10. But you can always pay the $10, have it for a few months, and then bring down the tier again once you play the games you wanted to play. It's not like you can't do that.
But that's what I think the genius of Microsoft is. They want to meet, because everybody's different, right? So, like, if you were looking at, like, I was just talking to my daughter about it because she's like, we were talking about, how she plays her Game Pass, because she only plays several games constantly on her rotation.
Absolutely.
Right. So then you could go for the lower tier because those games that she plays are not affected by the higher tier.
Absolutely.
So that's the thing that pisses me off, right? Because I'm like, nobody's crediting Microsoft for that. Right? It's just like they're not putting you just in the $30, dude. You can go lower or whatever. Now, if you feel like you're not getting the more bang for your buck, then I suggest that you look at your finances. Honestly, I'm not trying to look, dude. The guys on this podcast, our brethren, do we have issues with Microsoft as well as Xbox? But what we try and do is keep it 100 for you, and that's the reality of it, dude. You're doing it. You can't tell me you guys aren't doing this when you go grocery store shopping, man. Like, I want to get steak every week, dude. I can't afford to buy steak where I live.
Absolutely.
So what do I gotta find something. I gotta find other options.
Plus, remember, because I've seen some people put the argument, and I understand, I get it. Oh, but I'd rather own it if I'm paying, for the game. Yeah, we could argue that if Microsoft was giving us their first-party games physical with the guarantee that it's on the disc, but they're not doing that. They stopped doing that since like a year ago, a year and a half. They haven't been doing that. So when you buying the game, you're just buying a license. It's not like own the game. You don't flat out own the game in most cases. So it's like, is it really worth buying the games or playing them on Game Pass? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm an avid supporter of buying games and owning them. I'm buying more third-party stuff and independent developer stuff that's coming physical. Like I just got the Turtles games, the last one that came out, the Shredders one, the one that's like top down with the like that plays like Gauntlet or whatever. I just got it yesterday in the mail. I paid $40 physical for it. It came with the DLC and an art book, right?
Yeah.
And it's in the game. I turned everything offline. I downloaded it offline, and it did everything offline, even the DLC. It's on the disc. And I grabbed it up, pressed start, and it worked. I didn't need no online connection. I didn't need anything. It worked. So, of course, I'm not going to have a problem paying for that disc. But in Microsoft's case, in the first party, they're not doing that. So why would I go back, let's say, I don't know, the next Fable, if it's not guaranteed that they're going to have a disc edition? They did a collector's edition, and then the whole fucking thing comes with a bunch of beautiful things, and then when you go look, there's no game, there's no disc, it's a code. Like, what? I don't want to do that. You see what I'm trying to say? And it makes more sense. I'd just rather play it through Game. And if I bought it even digitally through Game Pass, they'll give you a fucking discount. Every game on Game Pass is discounted the very first day that it's launched. There's like 90% of them. Discount 20%, 15%, in some cases even 20%.
They also send out games to they probably track your game because I have that one tab that says games for you on sale.
Yes, they do that too based on the games that you like to play. Yeah. The algorithm figures out the type of style and genre, and they give you suggestions. Hey, since you play these types of games, you might like these. You see what I'm saying? Which is
really good. That's how I found some of my games that I'm playing.
Yeah. It's a form of discovery. You're like, oh shit, I didn't know this game was like this. Let me try it out. Whether it's on Game Pass or whether I buy it for a cheap price that they're selling it for a sale price. That's excellent. An excellent suggestion bar, which you can't really argue. And then the other thing, there's also the fact that when you do buy them, whether you buy them full price, discounted, and when you're doing your achievements and your challenges and your weeklies, they're giving you now double and in some cases triple the amount of points. which means you're going to be able to fill up your bin points even quicker and faster. And you'll be able to put it towards Game Pass or buying more games.
Look what Rachie put. Rachie put games for you on sale. They gave me all the worst recommendations ever. Yeah, dude, that's like Amazon Music for me. I hate that, bro. Like Amazon Music, man, I'll be listening to like some 70s stuff, and then they'll flip to some words.
Yeah, but that's only in some cases, because I've seen a lot of games that they put up that are actually really good, and because people don't know, they think they're garbage. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You know, and like they had Bramble on sale for $4, $4.99. Like
Bramble, yeah.
And that game was originally $30. Yeah. I bought it physically for $30. Right? I have the physical copy, but when I saw it digital, I was like, that's a great buy. So I bought it digitally too. So if I don't need to use the disc, if I don't have access to the disc, I can use it and play it digitally. And I only pay $5. That's a game that when they did the suggestion, they put a whole bunch of good games on there. When they did the sale or the buy two or buy one, get two free, that they did, a bunch of games in there they had were really good. Yes, they had shovelware. Don't get me wrong, right? Or what you would label as shovelware, right? And yet, but they had a bunch of good ones. But you got to know which ones they are.
That was the messed up part about that. I couldn't buy any of them. I think I did. There was a couple game. One game I said I'll take a chance on this one because there was one game on there that I paid $20 for, then I got the other two free.
Yes,
but I couldn't buy most of those games because I owned them already.
Right.
I knew Bramble was going to be good. I knew a lot of those games on there. I knew they were going to be good. Then some of them were in Game Pass. I played them. I was like, all right, I'll just add that to my library and come back. Yeah. So if Sarah Bond talks about to you guys, so if Sarah Bond talks about people that play and buy, that I'm one of them. That's me.
Same here.
Same thing. I think all three of us, it applies. Even Sega, it applies to all of us because we'll buy a game, and like I said, I bought it physical. I don't need it, but I have it physical. But the reality is, since I have other sons in my house, kids that play video games, if they're using the game and I can't get to it, at least I have it digitally, and I can play it, and I don't have to worry about not being able to play the physical game because they're using it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, that's
like my daughter right now. Right. Like my daughter right now, she's all into playing the Silent Hill F, bought it physically.
Yeah.
But physically, you can't share it because it's physical. It's on the disc, and you can play it offline, right? Because that's the first thing we do with every game now. Even Metal Gear Solid, you can play it on the disc offline, right? So the remake of Part 3, right? And now the problem is because my son wants to play it, and I also want to try it out. We can't, because he has been playing it consistently. Because it takes place in Japan, has to do with his a student that's like a high school student, and she's a very big Japanese influence type girl, like the wheel and stuff. She's into it. That's why her attention was hard. And she's been playing it. My son hasn't been able to touch it or even buy because of the price.
Kiva, your body. Can you?
Am I?
Yeah, we can't hear you. Or I can't hear you. I hear you, but I can't. Like you're breaking up.
Still nothing yet?
Still kind of body. Maybe drop out and come back in.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, I'm on the screen. And then I'll put you. Okay. Hey, Rachie, yeah, great comment. That's another thing that cracked me up. That's what I thought about when they said that Xbox canceled their console. So to me, it's like, oh, did they buy Steam? Maybe they bought Steam and started working Steam on a console. But they have so many things in motion right now, right? That makes sense. Vontae, what's up, bro? Yeah, what's up, Vontae, bro? Thanks for being here. Yeah, Bramble is amazing, Richie. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. And just when I first saw the announced trailer and stuff, dude, I was in. I didn't even have to think about the game or anything. I just loved the way it looked. But that's how I am. I'm like that with a lot of stuff that I do, especially when it comes to pop culture. What's up, Mike, man? Thanks for being here, brother. You know, we're just trying to talk some people off the ledges. Everybody went full like Xbox is dead mode times 1,000 today, so we're just trying to calm everybody down. Got it free on Epic, bought it on Steam. Yeah, dude. Again, that's what gets me, because a lot of people don't think that Microsoft knows what's going on with they're actually doing it. Yeah, Mike gets a ball of podcast. Yeah, sorry, Mike, because what ended up happening was lost contact. We're supposed to do this yesterday, but it was still up, and then I just ran it. Hey, Rachie says to you, Mike, man. Oh, from us, yep, that's what I do. That's why I listen to everybody's stuff. Guys. That's why I can't watch certain videos that some of the guys do, because I'm not in front of a monitor. So like I have appointments, I gotta go to the gym for therapy. I gotta go to therapy at the doctor. Go to the VA. I gotta do all that stuff. So that's when I listen to it. And when I'm transitioning on the road, trying to pick up.
Oh right. Yeah. I'm about to go eat dinner myself. I was just about to let you know.
Yeah. No worries. No worries on them. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Man. Look, man. I swear. Unfortunately, the timing isn't always there. Fortunately, the Texans it was a blowout, so there's nothing to watch by the time you went live. So.
Oh yeah. No worries. We all gotta handle our business. I was incognito, man, because I had doctor appointments, man.
You do it all right? You don't have to be specific. Right. I just want to know if you're all right.
Nah, I'm at that age, bro, where like if you breathe funny, the doctor's like, go to the ER.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
I'd be like, are you gonna pay my bill? See, that's what I'm talking about. Unlimited. That's why. Look, I'm not. Just let me say this, guys. I'm not making light of the $30, dude. But when you go to an ER and the ER be like, that's $500.
Right.
And that's a one-time visit, dude. It could be more depending on what you have, what kind of test you got to run. Right. And then I gladly take that money and send it to the VA.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I get it, guys. I get it. But my proposition to you guys is, look, just take a breath, look around, see what really is going on with everything in the world right now.
All right.
And then put that and use that to use as a filter to see where you're at financially. That's all.
Right.
So and we can leave it at that. Maybe, yeah. You know what? I didn't realize the time was. I gotta go to. I take my dog. So we can wrap it up. Unlimited, man. Give a shout out.
All right. Yeah. That's your boy Unlimited Production. You can find me for the Unlimited Truth that comes whenever the truth is needed, and boy, was it needed this week.
Yeah, it was, especially today. On a Sunday of all day, on the Lord's Day, man.
Yeah, I know. They listen. It's supposed to be a day of rest, people.
I know. Man, these haters don't rest, man.
Oh man.
I was like, even a Sunday, guys, can we wait till Monday? Man, dude, like even Microsoft is taking off today.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. But yeah, thanks for being here, Unlimited. Really appreciate the perspective. Great videos. I'll look for the other one.
Yeah.
Because my circle of people I listen to has dropped exponentially. So
I literally mentioned that, and I literally mentioned that. I was like, I think I just listened to you, 100, and just like a handful of other people.
Yeah, I mean, you still got on point, right? For gamers, you got them.
Yeah.
I used to listen to
not much. It's just not much. Yeah,
it's just not much, man. Because like that's what they say, man. We're being purged. Baptism by fire.
Look, man, it feels like everyone from the Xbox One days either jumped to PlayStation or retired themselves.
Yep, they out, man. Even some of the biggest names, dude.
Yeah. I was I watched one of the older videos. I think it was older 100 video, and he was name dropping people like Kaleidoscope. I'm like, damn,
Kaleidoscope,
that's
dude. We used to
wow.
do what's his name, man? Not dealer, but the other dude, man. He's just in my head, man. But Rising Phoenix was a dude. Like the
Yeah,
we was 100 plus deep back in the day. This is not
yeah.
those times, definitely. But at the end of the day, dude, I mean, shout out to the chat, man. Especially, hey,
Mhm.
Ray, man. Thanks for being here, brother. Great comments, bro. I love
Yeah.
it. Sorry, so sometimes when we get our thing going, I try and
Mhm.
adjust the chat as much as possible. But great comments, Mike. Thanks for being here as well. Appreciate you dropping in, man. We had Vontae stopped in. Vontae, man, watch Bon Appetit.
Mhm.
That K drama is bomb. I just finished it yesterday. See, so instead of dealing with people losing their minds about Xbox, I just go watch K drama.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do. Kenneth J. Williams, man, never. Thank you for being there, brother. I like your comment. Yes, rumors are stupid, especially when they come from Reddit,
Mhm.
where they're sourcing this stuff from. And our brother Unlimited was here as well. And shout out to the whole crew, man. Like I said, Unlimited, I love the
Yeah.
E-Rock's commentary. E-Rock just has and he has like that blue collar common man commentary too,
Mhm.
that he brings in with it when he starts talking about.
Right, right. Yeah, I'd be all sophisticated and be breaking down. E-Rock just says it how it is.
Yes, E-Rock. It's just like good cup, bad cup, good cup, bad cup.
Yeah,
It's a good combo, man. I enjoyed it a lot.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah,
then you
that
guys
was.
had Dia came.
Oh yeah, from a few weeks. Yeah, we got the band back together a few weeks ago. Yeah, that was awesome too.
Yeah, I know Dia's busy, but it was good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, when she popped up, I was ecstatic.
Yeah, dude, we don't see her. We don't hear from her much.
Yeah, it's been months for her in particular.
Hey Pepe, what's up, brother?
Yeah, I need to get Zinc again though. Zinc is still avoiding us like the plague.
Oh, you get him mad enough, he'll pop in. He'd be
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Candyman,
man.
bro. You say his name, he pop up.
Yeah, just hate on Halo hard enough, and he'll pop up.
Oh, it's scary because you remember what E-Rock said. E-Rock said,
Yeah,
he would probably say something if he was here.
yo, that debate he and E-Rock had over
Oh my
Forza
God.
was that was
That was
intense.
that was funny. And
Yeah,
and it's not like a hate thing, dude. You get both. You
no,
can
there's
see
just
both sides.
passion.
Yeah, you can see both sides.
Yeah,
But yeah, Pepe,
yeah.
sorry, we're gonna end it right now.
Listen, that's the rare case where both sides is actually a thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, right? Not like it is anywhere.
Yeah, no, anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all just like I hate you, you hate me. Oh, did you like my title though? Before we go out there, Wrecking Crew, I put Microsoft.
Oh yeah. Microsoft. Yep. That was the reason why I even clicked. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. See, I knew that would get you. Hit it.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I actually do watch all your vids. It's just you can be going live when I'm just not available, man.
Oh no, that's fine, dude.
Yeah. You be even the political stuff,
Bro, look, I'm on an island in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah, man. Your times are like way off for ours. It just hit me. It's probably like 10 a.m. where you're at.
Yeah, dude, it's like in COD. When I go play COD, it sucks, dude, because sometimes I play at times where only like the most hardcore COD players are in there.
Oh shit! Like, you must be in some battles in COD.
Not even battles. They just be kicking my ass, dude. I'm trying to
Look, I'm reaching that age too, where I was gaming and I was like, oh, I don't know if I got it like I used to, man.
But you know what I mean? So like I'll be in there, dude, and then I try and drop out and like maybe try another lobby.
Yeah.
After you lose and you come and say, oh, let me try it. I go out, wait a little while, come back here, and nope, still get my ass kicked. So
yeah, I wish I had money for Battlefield because I'm actually a fan of Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
So I really want to try Battlefield 6, but that's just gonna be after something I get up when it probably hit Game Pass, EA Play in a year, and that's assuming now if things change, obviously I'll jump on it. But that I might have to do that for now. But man, that also, I'm so glad we got competition in the first party space. And it's so weird that everybody wants to make it seem like Battlefield's gonna kill COD. I'm like, nah, you're just gonna have two great first person shooters. Just be happy gamers, man. Why is that so damn hard for you guys?
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you guys don't know, man, there's a reason why there's people that play COD and there's people that play Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
the audiences that they serve. So it's good to have both.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think COD needs to go back to what they were. Because I play both. I'm not good. The only difference is I'm better at COD than I am at Battlefield.
Right. Yeah. Battlefield's a different. Battlefield, man, it kind of clicked with me a little more because how chaotic it gets. Where it, because Battlefield usually has these really big maps, and it just really aids itself to just a lot of what in the world is going on type gameplay until you get it. And then it starts, then it starts making no sense. And listen, I don't play too many multiplayer games anymore. Again, that's a time and preference thing for me.
Yeah.
And I just don't got. This is like why I don't play fighting games. I just don't got time to dedicate being good at it, like I did in my 20s. So.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something to go back to every once in a while, but you go online, dude, you just get eaten alive.
Yeah. Listen, I try to do that with Mortal Kombat 1. I was like, oh man, these guys been playing for too long. I didn't know what I was doing.
They got that muscle memory.
Yeah.
Did it be freezing you and foot sliding at the same time? You're like, dang.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, I actually got a hit. Now let me figure out how to do a damn combo.
Well, with Battlefield, the thing about Battlefield is you have to play classes, and there's a bigger team element with that factors in with the bigger maps. So when I play Battlefield, guys, I have to be in that mode to play it. Like I'll use it here, and I have to want to be like, just like when I play Overwatch. Sometimes I like playing medic.
Right.
But with COD, it doesn't matter, dude. You just run around, die, but as long as you get your kills and you level up.
Yeah, pretty much.
So everybody's different. Every game's different, and variety is the spice of life. I really
that's why I couldn't be a Nintendo or PlayStation fan, because I don't know how they do it. They their disdain for variety is what really gets me.
Yeah, and just like Pepe right here, Pepe says he's been playing Ghost of Yotai, and he likes it.
Yeah, and listen, please enjoy. Listen, I say it all the time. Don't let me or anybody tell you what to think, man. So if you like Ghost of Yotai, be my guest.
Well, just like with the Assassin's Creed thing, you know what I'm saying? Like with
that's me and E-Rock's thing.
Yeah,
right.
Like, and I know you guys, man. I know you guys played it. That's why I say on my video too. I'm like, I just wait for you guys to tell me something. I'm not going to listen to somebody. Number one, I don't know, and number two, somebody's that talking about gaming and a thing that's not gaming. Yeah, right? I can't because I can't. Like I'm like, okay, like a lot of the people that are doing that today, right? If you're coming from different perspectives, I get it. But if you're talking about it as trying to be a gamer, it's not going to sit with me because I own the console. Like I own an Xbox and I own Gamepass. So everything you're saying is wrong.
Right.
About it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, take everything with a grain of salt, of course. But I mean, you have to experience stuff, guys. That's the last thing I'll say. As we fuck out. Don't let. Look, and I'm not saying that like I know myself. I know what games I like. That's why I normally don't have a hard time dropping money on games because I can pretty much tell because I've been doing this for a long time what I like and what I don't like. Yeah. And sometimes I get surprised. I end up liking something way more than I thought. And sometimes you get disappointed because you don't like a game as much as you thought.
Yeah. And both are fine. But I do love that feeling of wow, I didn't expect this to be that good type feeling.
And you know where you get that really really cheap in Gamepass.
Yes. So years ago, there's this game, Children of Morta. It's like a top-down, not really Diablo, but you could see that kind of dungeon crawler style. I love that game, loved it, and I loved it so much I ended up buying it. And it was through Game Pass because I would have. It was one of those games. If I saw it regularly for like $25-$30 on the game store, I'm like, man, what is this, man? Pass. But it was on Game Pass. So I downloaded it, played it. I'm like, whoa, this game is kind of awesome.
That's how I found some of the guys that I follow now. Some of the companies and publishers and developers. And when they come out with a game, I just buy it. Yes, I'm talking about you, Humble Games.
Yeah.
Humble Games put something out, dude. I played enough of the games to know that I'm going to like it, so I just usually buy it. But it's not I'm not that expensive. So at the end of the day, too, guys, just remember, like, a lot of the stuff that's going on is also the economy and money.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, right. So people got to make these choices. It hasn't really a lot of it has nothing to do with. I mean, some of it has to do with the companies, but not really.
Yeah, even someone like me who is does well. Still, when that happened, you just no logical person is going to keep spending the way they did. You know what I'm saying? When you say lose a job or something big like a surgery or something comes up, or you replace your car.
100% unlimited. It's just like like there's people on a level that they're not buying Cocoa Puffs, they buying Cocoa Poofs.
Yeah.
They're not going to the main grocery store, they're going to that grocery store.
Yeah, they get that RC Cola instead of Coca-Cola.
And even the people with the money, man, but theirs is a little different. Yeah. It was like, oh well, we went to Cancun this year.
Right.
We can't go to Japan in the fall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we all in the same boat. We just at different levels.
Right.
Right. So that's how you know it's for real, because people that would be considered having money are even, you know,
Yeah.
are pulling back.
Yeah. Hey, but I'm gonna head out. So you have a good show, man.
We'll end it. So
All right.
Xbox All In channel, Unlimited Productions, we out.